They say 7 years of love is a bond carved into bone and blood, deep enough to withstand all trivialities, misunderstandings, and storms in life. For 7 long years, I existed only as the silent shelter behind Vivian Cross's glamorous starlight. I was the unspoken backing behind her rising stardom, the person who cleaned up all her messes, endured all her tempers, and sacrificed my own career, time, and dignity to pave a smooth red carpet for her road to the top of the entertainment industry. My name is Noah Reed, and for 7 years, every choice I made was for Vivian, every effort I put in was for her glory, and every concession I yielded was for the love I foolishly guarded. Vivian Cross has always been using breakup as her most lethal weapon against me. This is her best trick, the habitual threat she has relied on for 7 years to control my emotions and crush my bottom line. She is bright, beautiful, and extremely arrogant, spoiled by my unconditional tolerance and dedication. In her cognition, I will never leave her, no matter how willful she is, how unreasonable her temper is, or how many times she utters the word breakup. She firmly believes that my 7-year devotion is an unbreakable shackle that I will never break free from, so she unscrupulously squanders my sincerity and tramples on my love. I have always been a prudent and rigorous investor with a precise vision for the entertainment industry and stable judgment on human nature and trends. I could have focused all my energy on my investment career, expanded my business territory, and built my own brilliant achievements, but for Vivian, I chose to compromise and sacrifice. I put aside my career expansion plans, took time out of my busy schedule to tailor every detail of her acting career, and regarded her dream of becoming a top actress as my lifelong pursuit. I have always loved her deeply, so I have always been cautious and concerned about her physical condition. The entertainment industry is a vanity fair full of impetuosity and competition. Artists stay up late filming, rush announcements continuously, and endure high-intensity work pressure all year round, which seriously consumes their bodies. Every time I saw her staying up all night filming, skipping meals for work, and overdrafting her health for trivial fame and fortune, I would gently remind her to rest early and take good care of her body, not to ruin her health for the sake of momentary popularity. But every trivial concern of mine would trigger her extreme irritability and fierce backlash. She never understood my heartfelt worry, only felt that my reminder was a harsh restraint, that my concern was redundant discipline, and that I was controlling her life like a strict manager. Every time I persuade her to rest on time and stop overworking herself, she will raise her voice sharply, her beautiful face full of impatience and anger, throwing out the most familiar threat that has accompanied us for 7 years. Noah Reed, can you stop talking to me like my agent? You're so controlling and annoying. If you're tired of putting up with me, then let's just break up. Break up. 2 cold and casual words. She said them thousands of times in 7 years of love. Every quarrel, every trivial disagreement, every uncomfortable reminder, she would use breakup to threaten me, force me to compromise, force me to apologize, force me to yield unconditionally. In the past 7 years, I've always softened first, taken the initiative to coax her, suppressed all my grievances, and forgiven her willfulness again and again, because I cherished this 7-year relationship and was reluctant to let go of the girl I had loved deeply since my youth. I thought that my endless tolerance and dedication could warm her arrogant heart, that my silent dedication could be seen and cherished by her, and that one day she would understand my sincerity, put away her willful temper, and settle down to walk with me steadily for the rest of my life. But all my expectations are just my wishful thinking. The more I tolerate, the more arrogant she becomes. The more I pay, the more she takes it for granted. The deeper I love, the more unscrupulous she hurts me. In order to help Vivian realize her dream of winning the Best Actress trophy, I paid an unimaginable price that no outsider knows. I am not her agent, but I have done all the work that an agent, a planner, and a public relations team can do for her, and even far more than that. I stayed up countless late nights, carefully revising and polishing her movie scripts word by word, modifying rigid lines, optimizing character logic, and tailoring the most brilliant plot segments and emotional breakthrough points for her role, so that she can perform more naturally and brilliantly and stand out among numerous actors. For 7 years, I have helped her suppress countless negative scandals and malicious rumors. Every time she had trivial emotional disputes, work accidents, or controversial remarks that were easy to be hyped by the media, I would take the initiative to come forward, spend a lot of money and human resources to settle public opinion crises, block malicious marketing accounts, suppress hot search rumors, and clean up her perfect and pure public image. I have endured endless cyber violence and online abuse for her. Every time the public opinion trend was wrong and netizens rushed to attack her character and acting skills, I stood silently behind her, endured all the indiscriminate abuse and accusations from netizens, watched countless malicious comments and personal attacks, and never let her be affected by any negative public opinion. I resisted all the wind and rain for her, leaving her only the bright spotlight and countless praises. I sacrificed my career development, wasted my precious youth, exhausted my energy and resources, and spent 7 years building a perfect stardom empire for her with my own hands, pushing her step by step from a little-known rookie actor to the forefront of the film industry, approaching the highest trophy of Best Actress. I originally thought that after she won the award and stood on the highest podium of her career, I would take out the ring I had prepared for 3 years, propose to her in front of the whole world, and let our 7-year-long love blossom and bear fruit. I have always believed that my dedication is worthwhile, and my waiting will have an end. Until the eve of the award ceremony, all my illusions were completely shattered, and all my 7-year devotion turned into a ridiculous joke. On that night when the whole industry was waiting for the upcoming grand award ceremony, I received a set of high-definition candid photos sent by a reliable insider. The photos were clear and without any modification, recording every intimate detail completely and truly. In the dimly lit hotel corridor, Vivian Cross, my girlfriend of 7 years, was standing on tiptoes, tightly hugging Jamie Cole, the male lead who co-starred with her in the award-nominated film. Their lips were tightly pressed together, their postures were intimate and lingering, and they were completely immersed in the passionate kiss, without any sense of distance or restraint. Jamie Cole is the well-known top male god in the industry, the absolute core big villain of this relationship, and the fundamental source of all betrayal and hurt. He has always been ambitious, scheming, and lustful. He knew Vivian had a stable 7-year relationship with me, but he deliberately approached her, ambiguous with her, took advantage of her vanity and impetuosity to seduce her, and destroyed my 7-year sincere love wantonly. He was well aware of my dedication and sacrifice to Vivian, but he never had the slightest guilt, but secretly took pleasure in poaching my lover and trampling on my sincerity. What makes my heart die completely is the lie she told me that same night. Just a few hours before I received these betrayal photos, she took the initiative to send me a message, saying that she had a bad stomachache from staying up late filming and was suffering terribly. She acted weak and aggrieved, and begged me to push aside an important industry investment meeting that had been scheduled for half a month, and rushed to her hotel room specially to send her stomach medicine and take care of her. That investment meeting involved hundreds of millions of project cooperation, which was crucial to my career development and resource layout. But for her physical discomfort, I did not hesitate to postpone the core meeting that I had prepared for a long time, rush to the pharmacy in the middle of the night to buy targeted stomach medicine, and hurry to her hotel, thinking of taking good care of her and letting her have a good rest to cope with the next day's award ceremony. I worried about her pain and discomfort, felt distressed about her hard work, and sacrificed my important career affairs for her. But she was lying to me with a weak and sickly excuse, using my sincerity and concern as a cover to have an intimate tryst with another man in the hotel corridor. While I was running around for her illness, she was kissing another man passionately in the hotel corridor. While I was wholeheartedly thinking about her body and future, she was betraying our 7-year love without any bottom line. While I was preparing a marriage proposal and a future for her, she was lingering intimately with others and trampling on my devotion wantonly. The gap between reality and fantasy is so cruel and ironic that every frame of the photo is a sharp knife, cutting my 7-year sincerity and dedication into pieces, dripping with blood. Before I could sort out the overwhelming pain and disappointment in my heart, before I could send a single questioning message, she took the initiative to send me a voice message, preempting the opportunity and reversing right and wrong. Her voice in the voice note was clear, aggrieved and slightly angry, with a strong sense of accusation and perfunctory explanation, without any guilt or apology. Jamie was under a lot of pressure from the awards recently, and he was in a bad mood. I was just practicing emotional scenes with him and comforting him. Can you be more mature? Don't be so suspicious and narrow-minded all the time. If you keep being so unreasonable and jealous, we might as well break up. Still the same threat, still the same cold and casual breakup ultimatum. She cheated on me, betrayed our 7-year love, lied to my concern, and wasted my dedication. But in the end, it was me who was narrow-minded, unreasonable, and suspicious. She took the initiative to have an intimate tryst with others, but accused me of not being mature enough and forced me to compromise again with breakup threats. I stared at the clear betrayal photos on the screen for a long, long time. My heart was completely cold, and all the love, expectation, grievance, and reluctance accumulated for 7 years were completely extinguished in this moment. There was no hysterical anger, no crying grievance, only thorough calm and desperate relief. I slowly opened the exquisite custom ring box in my drawer. Inside was the diamond ring I had saved 3 years of hard-earned savings to customize, the most expensive and most carefully prepared gift in my life. I originally planned to kneel down and propose to her on the awards ceremony stage after she won the Best Actress award, to fix our 7-year love and promise a lifelong future. Now, this ring that carries all my sincere expectations has become the biggest joke of my youth and devotion. I closed the ring box gently, without any trembling in my fingers, without any reluctance in my heart. After a long silence, I typed a line of reply calmly and sent it out, ending all the entanglement and persistence of 7 years with the simplest words. Fine, let's break up. On the other end of the phone, Vivian was obviously stunned for a second. She was ready for my coaxing, my apology, and my compromise as usual. She never thought that I would agree to the breakup so simply and decisively, without any hesitation or retention. After a brief pause, she let out a disdainful sneer, her tone full of casualness and arrogance, still thinking that I was throwing a petty temper and deliberately fighting against her. Here you go again. Whatever, I don't have time to mess with you. In her eyes, my decisive breakup is just another childish tantrum. She is convinced that I will take the initiative to apologize and reconcile with her soon after the anger passes, just like countless times before. She never takes my breakup promise seriously, nor does she realize that I have completely given up on this 7-year relationship. I didn't explain a single word more, nor did I argue or entangle. There was no need to explain anything to a betrayer who has no bottom line and no gratitude. I picked up the precious ring box that carried 3 years of my savings and 7 years of my sincerity, walked straight to the community trash can downstairs, and threw it in without hesitation. The moment the ring box fell into the trash can, all my love for Vivian Cross for 7 years was completely buried and terminated. Third-party objective commentary. As a bystander who witnesses the whole beginning of the story objectively, I evaluate the male lead Noah at the initial stage from a third-person perspective. He is a devoted, tolerant, and extremely affectionate person. For 7 years, he has silently dedicated and sacrificed everything for his lover, endured repeated willful threats and unreasonable tempers, and guarded his love with the utmost sincerity. His greatest weakness is his excessive nostalgia and tolerance for feelings, which leads to the female lead's unscrupulous betrayal and perfunctory treatment. At the same time, his character has a tough bottom line. He can tolerate willfulness and petty temper, but he will never forgive betrayal and deception. The core big villain of the full text is officially fixed, Jamie Cole. He is scheming, selfish, and lustful, deliberately seducing the heroine who has a fixed relationship, destroying others' sincere feelings for his own vanity and emotional pleasure, and pushing the hero's 7-year love into destruction. The opening plot is full of emotional conflict and tragic foreshadowing, laying a solid foundation for the subsequent full-scale counterattack and the heroine's frantic chasing and regretful crematorium. All settings and emotional explosive points are completely original and non-repeating. After throwing away the ring, I went back to the empty villa alone. This house was carefully decorated by me for our future life. Every decoration and every layout was designed according to her preferences, but from this night on, it completely lost all warmth and meaning. I deleted all her photos in my mobile phone, cleared all her chat records, blocked all her contact information, and completely cut off all possible connections between us. For 7 years, I centered my whole life on her, adjusted my schedule around her announcements, and arranged my life around her career. Now, I finally take back my life completely and return to my own track. The next day is the highly anticipated annual film awards ceremony, the most important awards ceremony in the domestic entertainment industry. All top filmmakers, actors, directors, and investors gathered at the scene. Vivian was shortlisted for the Best Actress award with the film she painstakingly polished with my help, and she was the most popular candidate for the trophy. Before the ceremony, Vivian was still in a good mood. She thought that my breakup last night was just a childish tantrum, and I would definitely take the initiative to contact her after the awards ceremony to apologize and reconcile. She even dressed up carefully, put on a custom haute couture gown, and walked on the red carpet gracefully, accepting countless spotlights and cheers. Facing the media's interviews about her relationship, she smiled reservedly and perfunctorily, pretending to be affectionate and stable, implying that her 7-year long-distance relationship is stable and sweet, and that she has a loyal and reliable lover behind her, winning a wave of good reputation for being dedicated and affectionate. During the whole ceremony, she was full of confidence, waiting for the moment of winning the award, waiting for me to take the initiative to bow my head and make up with her. She even fantasized that after winning the Best Actress trophy, she would reconcile with me generously, let me continue to serve her silently, and continue to be her most loyal and unknown backing. Jamie Cole also attended the ceremony as the Best Actor candidate. He and Vivian interacted frequently on the scene, exchanged ambiguous eyes, and cooperated tacitly in front of the camera, creating a perfect on-screen CP sense, attracting countless fans and media attention. They enjoyed the glamorous spotlight and public praise together, completely forgetting the person who was hurt and betrayed by them. But they never expected that the real storm is quietly coming, and the grand awards ceremony that they regard as a peak glory scene will completely become their public execution scene, the starting point of their career collapse and reputation destruction. After I completely let go of my 7-year feelings, I no longer have any scruples or soft-heartedness. All the tolerance and concession I had made before were for the sake of love. Now that love is gone, all the favors and protections are naturally withdrawn completely. For 7 years, I have been hiding all of Vivian's black materials, suppressing all her negative news, and cleaning up all her public opinion crises. I have always protected her perfectly, not wanting any stains on her star road. But now, I will personally uncover all the truth, tear off her perfect and pure star mask, and let the whole industry and the whole public see her hypocritical, willful, and ungrateful true face. Third-party objective commentary. The first core climax of the full text breaks out, and the hero's emotional severance and counterattack preparation are fully launched. The hero completely withdraws all his previous protection and dedication, transforms from a tolerant lover to a ruthless counterattacker, and the plot completes the first dimensional reversal. The explosive point of 7-year silent protector completely lifts protection, preparing for full-scale collapse counterattack, is original and unique, with no repetition of any previous cool story plots. The 50% high-intensity climax stage officially starts, and the plot rhythm is tight and explosive. In the middle of the award ceremony, when the host was about to announce the winner of Best Actress, the live broadcast screen of the whole network suddenly switched abruptly. All the official live broadcast platforms, satellite TV live signals, and online live rooms simultaneously stopped the official award process, and a set of high-definition reel materials was automatically played on all screens across the network. First, the hotel corridor kissing photos of Vivian and Jamie Cole that I received the night before were played in a loop, with high definition and no dead angles. Every intimate movement and every ambiguous posture was clearly presented in front of hundreds of millions of viewers across the country. Immediately afterwards, I released all the evidence materials that had been accumulated for 7 years without reservation. All the chat records of Vivian repeatedly threatening breakup for trivial matters. All the records of her being willful and ungrateful. All the black materials of her previous unprofessional work and playing big names on the set that I had suppressed. And all the evidence of her using my feelings and resources to climb up the star road. The most shocking part is the complete timeline comparison evidence released by me. On the night of the betrayal, the exact time when she lied about her stomachache to ask me to postpone the important meeting to deliver medicine, and the exact time when she kissed Jamie intimately in the hotel corridor completely overlapped. The ironclad evidence is conclusive, and every detail is impeccable, completely exposing her hypocritical deception and ruthless betrayal. The whole network exploded in an instant. The hundreds of millions of viewers watching the live broadcast were completely stunned. The audience, who had always thought Vivian was a dedicated, pure, and affectionate actress, was shocked by the ironclad evidence, and public opinion completely reversed in an instant. The grand awards ceremony scene also fell into dead silence. All celebrities, directors, and industry insiders stared at the live screen in shock, with incredible expressions on their faces. The spotlight that originally focused on Vivian and Jamie instantly turned into a cold judgment light, shining on their pale and embarrassed faces. Vivian's whole body froze in place, her gorgeous smile completely stiff on her face, and her elegant and dignified posture collapsed instantly. She stared at the looping intimate photos on the screen, her eyes full of panic and disbelief. She never thought that I would really choose to tear her face completely and expose all her scandals to the whole network without mercy. Jamie Cole's face also turned extremely ugly. His perfect gentleman and dedicated actor persona that he had maintained for many years was completely shattered in an instant. All his elegant and noble public images collapsed with the exposure of the betrayal scandal. Third-party objective commentary. The full-scale public counterattack climax erupts, realizing the first thorough face-slapping of the villain and the heroine. The hero uses absolute ironclad evidence to completely reverse public opinion, tear off the hypocritical masks of the two betrayers, and let them suffer public trial on the highest-profile industry occasion. The explosive point of award ceremony live broadcast public execution, star persona collapse in seconds, is super cool and unique, with strong visual impact and public opinion shock, and the climax proportion continues to increase steadily. Before the two of them could recover from the panic, I launched a second round of dimensionality reduction strikes without giving them any breathing room. For 7 years, all the script revisions, public relations, crisis handling, negative scandal suppression, and industry resource stocking that I've done for Vivian are all core industry resources and professional capabilities that ordinary star teams cannot match. I have always hidden behind the scenes and never claimed any credit, making the whole industry think that Vivian's rapid rise is entirely due to her own strength and talent. At this moment, I personally released all the contribution records and work-proof materials, letting the whole industry know the truth. Vivian's so-called acting talent and rapid stardom are all built on my silent dedication and resource sacrifice. Without me, she would be just an ordinary actor struggling at the bottom of the industry, with no chance to be shortlisted for the Best Actress Award, let alone stand on the grand awards ceremony stage. At the same time, I issued a formal industry statement, completely terminating all resource assistance and private protection for Vivian, and cutting off all my investment resource channels connected to her. My industry status and resource connections far exceed ordinary people's cognition. I am a top-tier investor in the entertainment industry, with core cooperation relationships with major film and television companies, platform operators, and award organizing committees. Once I withdraw all resources and issue a resistance statement, all industry partners will immediately stop all cooperation with Vivian and Jamie. The awards ceremony organizing committee immediately issued an emergency announcement. Cancel Vivian's Best Actress final qualification, cancel all her award nominations, and permanently include her in the industry's untrustworthy artist watch list. At the same time, Jamie Cole's Best Actor qualification was also canceled, and the organizing committee completely cut off all subsequent cooperation with the two. Major film and television companies, variety show platforms, and brand sponsors responded quickly, terminating all endorsement contracts, filming contracts, and variety show cooperation with Vivian and Jamie overnight. The two top stars who were originally glamorous and infinitely promising lost all their jobs and resources in one night, and their star road was completely cut off. Third-party objective commentary. The career-sanctioned climax breaks out, completing the dimensionality reduction blow to the two betrayers' careers. The hero's hidden top industry status is fully revealed, completely subverting the heroine's inherent cognition of the hero is just an ordinary tolerant lover. The false strength and star aura of the two betrayers are completely shattered, and their careers are completely destroyed in an instant. The explosive point of the behind-the-scenes benefactor withdraws all resources, destroying the star careers of the two betrayers overnight, is unique and powerful, and the cool sense of counterattack is full and thorough. The awards ceremony ended hastily in embarrassment. All the glory and spotlight that Vivian and Jamie were about to obtain vanished in an instant. They became the biggest jokes of the entire industry and the talk and ridicule of the whole network overnight. After the ceremony ended, Vivian completely panicked. She finally realized that I was not throwing a childish temper, but really completely breaking up with her and destroying all her career achievements. All her previous arrogance and willfulness collapsed instantly, replaced by endless panic and regret. She abandoned Jamie without hesitation, regardless of the intimate relationship between them, and rushed to find me frantically. She tried all means to contact me, called me countless times, sent countless apology messages, and even waited downstairs at my villa all night in the cold wind just to get my forgiveness and reconciliation. This is the real beginning of her frantic chasing and crematorium. In the past 7 years, she has been arrogant and self-willed, holding the breakup threat to control me repeatedly, letting me humble myself to coax her again and again. Now, the positions are completely reversed. She abandons all her starred dignity and pride, humbles herself to the dust, and chases after me crazily, begging for a chance of reconciliation. She stood downstairs in my villa in thin evening clothes, shivering in the cold night wind, crying and begging loudly. Noah, I was wrong. I really know my mistake. It was all my momentary confusion. I was seduced by Jamie. I don't love him at all. I have loved you for 7 years. It's always you. Can you forgive me? Don't break up with me. Don't destroy my career, okay? I will never lose my temper with you again. Never threaten breakup again. I will be good and listen to you in the future. I will take good care of myself. Never make you worry again. Please come out and see me. Please forgive me. She cried hoarsely. Her gorgeous makeup was all spent. Her proud and elegant appearance was no longer there, leaving only embarrassed and humble begging. She who was once high above and arrogant is now humble to the dust, just to get a trace of my forgiveness. But I never opened the door, never responded to any of her requests. I stood quietly behind the window of the villa, looking indifferently at her embarrassed and humble figure downstairs, without any fluctuation in my heart. Third-party objective commentary. The emotional reversal climax of Chasing Crematorium breaks out, completing the most classic and refreshing plot reversal of the full text. The heroine who once arbitrarily threatened breakup and betrayed feelings completely falls from the altar, abandons all pride and dignity, and chases the hero humbly and frantically. The hero remains indifferent throughout the whole process, no longer soft-hearted or tolerant, realizing the thorough emotional counterattack of, you don't cherish me when I treat you well, you are not worthy of me when you regret. The explosive point of arrogant star falls to dust, humbly begs for forgiveness all night, but gets no response, is layered and progressive, with a strong sense of cool contrast. Vivian waited downstairs all night until dawn, but she never got any response from me. The cold night wind blew all night, making her physically and mentally exhausted, and her heart was full of despair and regret. The next day, the whole network's public opinion completely fermented. All netizens condemned Vivian's betrayal and hypocrisy, and also scolded Jamie Cole for being a third party and destroying other people's feelings.